question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent. That's
a little
why I'm running
bit
for
more.
re-election.
All right, a little bit more from President Biden announcing his re-election campaign. Twitter video early this morning from the Associated Press just in the past couple of minutes. Bernie Sanders, who was President Biden's, then Vice President Biden's rival in 2020, said he would, quote, do everything I can see to do to help the president is re-elected. Back with the panel, also on the Hill with us, Cyrus Garrett, former Southern States Director for the Biden for America campaign, the successful campaign in 2020. Cyrus, nice to see you. What did you make of how the video was shot? And by that, I mean not starting in the future. It started with January 6th video looking to the past.
Yeah, absolutely. Elections are about questions, and the way that the White House has started off is framing this around the question of, what did you hire me to do? Here's the progress I've made on it. Now let's move this forward to the next stage of this run. And I think the way that they filmed it was so that it was accessible on multiple platforms and in multiple different ways, right? It's not long gone or the TV.
Yeah, shot vertically. It was shot for TikTok and iPhones and for a different generation.
Because they know that's where the audience is, right? The audience that needs to know there's an election coming up that they have to start on now, right? They have the remaining time before Election Day to answer the questions that they're going to frame out, but also the questions that the actual voters themselves have around this president and the candidate who will be facing in the future.
Johanna, you know, finish the job is the line, right? And then you look at the polling. Job approvals, economy 39%, foreign policy 42%, immigration 40%, crime 39%, Ukraine 42%. He's below water on every line. So the question is this finish the job by doing less, finish the job by doing more? Where are we? What's the next 10 words?
I think that Biden is looking at this in the sense of finish the job and keep Trump out of office. I think to Cyrus's point, you know, we were part of the Obama 08 Iowa campaign, and we started engaging Barack stars, these high school students, our youth. And we know, I would argue, that with Congress's dysfunction, we managed to pass tax breaks for Teslas and not paid leave for families, and that's a problem. We have not given enough students access to college or to job training because of all of these hurdles. And so there are some real issues, and Biden is saying, you know, if you put Trump in power, he's not going to do any of those things. Give me the power and we're going to finish the job. Question is, it's actually going to take a lot more than that, including a Congress that's going to actually support those initiatives. And so I'm not sure how he's going to do that, and he's certainly got age against him on appealing to our younger
But that's really the
voters.
question I have for the two of you as being Democratic campaign officials. We're not in COVID. According to Biden and his administration, we're not in COVID. So you're going to, no matter who the Republican nominee is, you're going to see somebody who can be vigorous and campaign and go out there. And the president just doesn't seem to have that stamina. So how do you campaign not from the basement in a 24 setting?
Well, this is the benefit they have, because what most voters question is not about the president. They know kind of the job he's done. They expect an older gentleman to, you know, be up there in years, and they recognize that what is most important is whether or not there's a VP in place to step into the job if you were not able to finish out. And that's where you see the administration really taking strides to put her in positions and places of leadership now to demonstrate that she is ready to lead.
So she'll be doing more of the campaign.
I'm sure they'll have her out there just as much as they have him out there, but because she's the one that really voters haven't got a real chance to kick the tires with.
There's no doubt the Democrats had a good year legislatively in 2022, and that's part of the reason they did okay in the midterms and beat expectations. But as Leland just said, those numbers are not good. They've got to turn those numbers around. The Inflation Reduction Act says we're going to reduce inflation. Inflation's still high. So does the message have to be a lot sharper going forward?
This is the best thing about campaigns. The message doesn't have to be all about you either. You're running against opposition that has to come to the table with answers for those voters' questions as well. And how they frame their answers out and how you frame the way that they frame their answers out give you a lot of room as well. When we came out in 2012, we gave Mitt Romney no room to put down stakes in his campaign with the voters. We took up all that field that we could before he even got there. So by the time he started knocking on doors, there was already a formed impression of what he was bringing to those voters.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.